Are public and policy concerns over antibiotic resistance exaggerated?
Do you know what antimicrobial resistance is?
No.
No.
If you take antibiotics and you eventually become resistant of the same bout of antibiotics, then yeah, but in general, not much.
Yes, I definitely know antimicrobial resistance.
Yes.
Yes.
Not really.
No.
This WHO survey conducted in 2015 asked the same question. Have you heard of antibiotic resistance? And found that 70% of the people interviewed had. They were also asked where they heard about it. Interestingly, half of the respondents in all 12 countries heard about antibiotic resistance from a doctor or nurse. So what exactly is antibiotic resistance? Antibiotic resistance occurs when bacteria change so that the effectiveness of an antibiotic is reduced or eliminated. The bacteria survive and continue to increase in number, causing more damage. In the past, humans have tried to control bacteria by scavenging for new antibacterial agents, but look what happened.
Bacteria responded to our attack the way they always had. Here is what happened next. Penicillin was distributed in 1943, and widespread penicillin resistance arrived by 1945. Vancomycin arrived in 1972, vancomycin resistance in 1988, imipenem in 1985, and resistance to it in 1998, daptomycin, one of the most recent drugs, in 2003, and resistance to it just a year later in 2004.
Since our mission was to find out if the public concern around antibiotic resistance was exaggerated, let's see if the people we interviewed had heard about any recent issues surrounding antibiotic resistance.
Have you heard about any recent issues surrounding antimicrobial resistance?
Definitely yes.
No.
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 Yes.
Especially the CPE.
I think the public probably see the big headlines, but I wonder in the back of their heads, do they still think it's a problem that's down the road? And there is still the problem with antibiotics and the flu, and going to the GP and not getting a script, and that person not being particularly satisfied after paying a GP fee, and that's still something we really need to work on. As I said, I think they think it's down the road, and that it's something that maybe 10, 20, 30 years away, when if we don't get a handle on it now, we mightn't be able to do surgery.
So how have policymakers addressed this urgent issue? In 2015, at the World Health Assembly, a global action plan was endorsed to tackle antimicrobial resistance. This decision was made by the WHO, the Food and Agriculture Organization, and the World Organization for Animal Health. They agreed to improve the awareness and understanding of AMR, monitor and research AMR, reduce the infection incidence, optimize the use of antimicrobial medicines, and move forward in a sustainable way. So what is Ireland doing about this? Ireland, similar to many other countries, has implemented a national action plan known as INAP, which is based off the Global Action Plan. It was launched only last year in 2017. Was 2017 too late?
Well, it's certainly too late to prevent some things, but there are other things that are still at play, so we can do some good. It would have been better had we started 10 years or 20 years earlier, but so some antibiotic resistant organisms are now out of control and we won't win that back. But there are other things like CPE in some parts of Europe and some new emerging antibiotic resistant organisms that we may still be in time to contain. Antibiotic resistance is what colleagues in social marketing sometimes call a wicked problem. The number of people who are involved in it and makes it difficult to solve, and almost any proposed solution impacts negatively or is perceived to impact negatively on some sector of society. So trying to get a consensus for movement forward is very difficult. It also suffers from the fact that it doesn't directly impact on most people's lives most days, and therefore it's easy not to see it. So there's a very nice editorial in the Guardian newspaper some years ago which said that every day there were only three things that matters: family, money and work. And all the other things that we talk about, like climate change or antimicrobial resistance, yes, they matter, but it's easy to see them in the abstract, and nobody ever lost an election because of antimicrobial resistance.
Will INAB succeed in taming antibiotic resistance at this stage?
It definitely has the potential to enable us to fix it, but whether the desire from everybody on board is there to address this problem, that'll be the determinant of whether INAP will succeed or not.
What can we do as healthcare workers? You can help by educating yourself on the issue and participate in the World Antibiotic Awareness Week and European Antibiotic Awareness Day. Thanks for watching.